It's going to be very informative, but also very fun, and we're going to make it enjoyable for them.
Today, we're talking to Dual Enrollment advisors Sharmeal, Archie, and Amanda Smithson about The Connection. The Connection is a career expo for local high school students. They'll have an opportunity to meet with local professionals and find out how their college experiences prepared them for their careers. Sharmeal, what gave you the idea to start this program?
I have a lot of students at Alvin High School that come in and are interested in the healthcare field, and majority only have heard about nursing. So there's so much more out there in the healthcare industry that students have no idea about. So I felt that just careers in general, they may want to be an engineer because their mom's an engineer, but they may not know the pathway, undergrad degrees, what degrees they actually need for it, what it's going to take. So I just felt like them actually speaking to individuals that do this on a day-to-day is definitely going to be beneficial for them.
So tell me about The Connection.
So The Connection is half of day where we're having professionals come in to talk to students about career fields, to give them the day-to-day, the good, the bad, and the ugly of that profession, that job.
So Amanda, what kind of careers are going to be represented here?
So we're going to have a lot of different industries. Specifically, we're looking at a lot of healthcare related jobs. Nursing is a really, really popular option for a lot of young people now. And there's so many different kinds of nurses. So we will have a lot of representation from that field. In addition, we're going to have some medical imaging people, some respiratory care people, because right now with COVID, respiratory therapists are in super high demand. It's a really awesome opportunity to have a great job and make a lot of money. So we'll have those. In addition, we're going to have people in the business industry, so human resources personnel, accountants, hoping to find somebody who is also an entrepreneur that can come and talk about what it's like to actually own your own business. Law enforcement and paralegal, because we all watch CSI and we all know how cool that is. Some of us also have been watching, 40 years of Law and Order. So we're going to, so we're going to give the students a chance to hear what it's really like to be a paralegal or to be a police officer. In addition, computers are always really, really popular. So we're looking at computer information technology, cybersecurity, engineering, and then just engineering in general. Because at my school, for example, a lot of kids want to go into engineering, but they're not really sure, what an engineer does.
Do y'all feel that having this sort of connection with somebody who's actually in the field is going to mean more of these students than just hearing about it in a classroom?
Absolutely, because Sharmeal and I, we can look at the data, we can look at what's available on websites like the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, but these people are living the life. They're getting up every day and they're going to these jobs, so they can tell them the good and the bad and the ugly. But also, we're hoping that the students will understand what their educational pathway is going to look like if they want to be a nurse or an engineer. What kind of school are you going to go to? What kind of grades do you need? What is the rigor of the course? And again, we tell students this, but sometimes it's a message that is better received when it comes straight from the horse's mouth.
And so how did you get the funding for the event?
So I applied, Dr. Jessica Renero Ramirez and I applied for a grant through the Margarita Edwards Trust, and we were awarded the grant. So we are funding this through that, and we will have 2 sessions. One will be in the fall and one will be in the spring. The one in the fall is focused on the undergrad degrees, certificates, associates, bachelors, and then in the spring we will focus more on the master's degrees and the professionals. So it's for all high school students, but there's a cap on it. It's 100 students that are available to attend. So the first 100 that sign up will be able to attend this, and we have some nice things that we're going to offer at this conference.
And where are you going to host it at?
It's going to be at the Nolan Ryan Center here at the ACC campus.
So, and how is it going to work? I mean, like when a student comes in, is it just going to be this thing where they can come in, there's all these people sitting at all these tables, or are they going to have to kind of have a checklist about where they want to go first, or?
So we're going to have tracks, and there's a healthcare track that kind of runs throughout the day because, as Sharmeal said, students say, I want to be a nurse, but they don't really know what that means. So we want to expose those healthcare students to options other than just nursing. But for the other students, there will be tracks that they can pick and choose from. So there's a business track, a law enforcement track, a computer engineering track, and then also the just straight engineering track. And they can kind of pick where they want to go from that.
And how did y'all decide kind of which industries to put in? Like, what was y'all's criteria for that? I mean, was it student demand, or was it just kind of
student demand? And based on what each of our high schools students, all of our advisors got together and kind of did like feedback and discuss what fields are of most interest at each campus, and that's how we decided these 5 tracks.
So what kind of led you to do it, though? I mean, what was it? Was it just kind of seeing students not knowing just the wide array of possibilities that they have?
They need to be educated on what each track offers and what is out there for them. So I felt like this was just a start to be able to get this information out to them in a large capacity, so to speak. So
yeah, we have a lot of students who hear things about careers and then that's the thing they want to do. So yesterday I met with a girl. She told me she wanted to be a judge. And I said, oh, okay, you want to be a lawyer first? She said, oh, no, I don't want to go to law school. I just want to be a judge. I said, okay, well, you got to be a lawyer first. So I think that having an event like this where we can really help the students understand what it means to be in these careers, and that, yeah, you could be making a lot of money as an engineer, but you also have to go to school for a long time, and you have to be really good at math, and you know it's a high demand, high stress field. So knowing a little bit of those ins and outs, not necessarily just that you can make a lot of money doing it, is beneficial.
Right.
Talk to me about career pathways. It's a lingo we use here in the college every day, but for listeners, explain what that is.
So career pathways is where you start out on a journey and you focus in on your career. So I don't know if you guys know, but back in the day when I was in college, I felt like I started out just doing my basics, and I might have had a class that I kind of enjoyed, and I took that class, and maybe I wanted to try that degree, and then I switched to another degree because I didn't like biology and I wanted to be a doctor. So then I like computers, so I think I want to do computer programming. Well, then I didn't like my Java class, so then I was like, well, maybe I want to do business. So career pathways is to kind of focus you in more so that you're not taking a lot of extra classes that you don't need. So it's just starting you out on the pathway and sticking to that pathway to get to your degree and your goals faster. So
as opposed to starting off with a highly specific target of a certain profession and veering one way or the other. Yes.
I know that I look at it too from like a financial aid perspective. You only get a certain amount of hours towards your degree. So if you're just taking classes here, there, all over the place, you could easily run out of money. So I feel like it just gears you and guides you toward that path quicker. That way, you can finish sooner and get on into your career field.
It's really helpful too because when the pathways are broad, so it might be a business pathway, or it might be hospitality or education. And while you're taking your core classes, the electives that would be in a general studies degree are actually being used for classes that actually relate to what you want to study later. So you may say, I want to do business, but I'm not sure if I want to do marketing or accounting. You're taking classes that'll fit into both of those specific majors within your pathway.
Okay. Tell me kind of why y'all feel this is important for students to attend. I understand the purpose of the event, but what do y'all feel, or what do you hope the students get out of it when they come into this?
We get a lot of deer in the headlights looks, especially when we talk to 9th and 10th graders. The scariest question that you can ask them is, what do you want to be when you grow up? Because it's a lot, and the kids are kind of told early on that you need to be focusing in on what you want to be. And that's a hard decision, especially when you're 14 or 15 years old. So the hope is that by going to this event and learning about these careers, that they'll become a little bit more excited about it, or they'll be able to say, okay, this isn't for me. It kind of gives them a chance to live a day in the life in the people who work these jobs.
And to find out about careers that they didn't even know about, that there's just, like I said, there's more to nursing, to the healthcare field than just nursing. There's medical imaging, there's ultrasound, there's radiation, there's, nuclear medicine. So just a broad basis of things that they could learn about that they may have never even heard about. So
we just are really excited to offer this event to the high school students in our area. Hopefully they can come in and they can learn a lot from it. One other thing that we didn't talk about that I want to make sure that we mention is all of our awesome giveaways and door prizes that we've been able to secure.
Yes.
So one of the great door prizes we have is $50 gift cards to the bookstore. So students
Yes.
who are in dual credit can use those to help pay for their textbooks.
We will have some swag bags that have a lot of ACC goodies in them that will be things that we know that you young cool kids definitely like. We and then we'll have a big prize at the end to give away to students as well. And it's not a long day. It's on Saturday, October 16th from 9 to 1. It's going to be very informative, but also very fun, and we're going to make it enjoyable for them. So please come out and take advantage of this opportunity.
Oh, and don't forget, we will have a free barbecue lunch as well. Just wanted to
Yes.
throw that in. So everybody who attends also gets free lunch.
And breakfast and
breakfast.
snacks throughout the event. So you don't want to miss it.
Nope.
All right. Thanks, y'all, for talking to me today. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
To learn more about the connection or about what's happening at ACC, visit alvincollege.edu.